right, sugar. It's a proton pack. Don't cross the streams, they tell me. Sounds bad for your health. You hit this switch right here and pow, goodbye, spook. Like taking care of business, only a little mess.
Action. Marty, this baby hits 88, you're gonna see some serious fire, man. Okay. Keep these over those peepers of yours. One push to this little red fella right here. Boom, she's gone. What you say, huh?
Cut. Set a course for the Cephas cluster. Warp 7 and make it graceful.
Great. Could you give us one more, maybe something improvised?
Sure thing. All hands strap in. We're about to shake, rattle, and roll straight through that nebula.
Evening. Name's Elvis Presley, reading for the part of Neo. I know this ain't real, but I feel it just the same.
Try it cooler, like you're figuring.
And whenever you're set, Mr. Presley.
All right, man, here we go. You take the red one, you stay in Wonderland with me. You take the blue one, you wake up in your bed thinking it was just a dream. Simple as a hound dog on a porch.
Great. Cut there.
Evening.
Okay.
Name's Elvis Presley. I'm reading for Edward. I don't mean to bother nobody. I don't know what to do with these hands sometimes, but I promise I won't hurt you.
Thank you, Elvis.
Got treasures and trinkets, a whole coral crown, but the thing that I'm missing can't be found underground.
Ever you're ready, Mr. Presley. Camera's rolling.
Yes, ma'am. All right. My mom always said life is kind of like a box of chocolates. You never do know what you're going to get. That's it right there.
Great, thank you.
I'm not a coal miner. I'm a merman! Merman, baby! Ooh, a hunk of burning sea foam. If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Thank you very much.
I built these walls to keep the daylight out, but the day keeps finding me. You want the truth? I don't know who I am when the elevator doors close.
Thank you, Mr. King.
Thank you.
All right, sugar. This is Samantha talking. You can have my heart, my number, and maybe if you're lucky, my last martini. But don't fall in love. I'm a limited edition.
Well, that
You
was
nailed
something.
the attitude.
Yeah, unconventionally perfect.
In the hush, hear the tremble, little lambs in the silence too.
You know, darling, a cage can't hold a hungry heart any more than a stage can stop a song. But here I am, all shook up behind this glass.
I'm not here for your poetry. I'm here for answers.
Then listen close. I never waste a note.
There you are, neighbor. It puts the lotion in the bucket nice and gentle.
Oh, okay.
You know, Agent Starling, a little while back I treated myself to a late-night snack. A census taker was rude. I don't take kindly to rude. I sauteed his liver with some tender fava beans in it.
It's time to take care of your skin now. Put the lotion on, please.
Please don't do this.
It rubs the lotion on its skin or it gets the hose again. That's how we stay neat and tidy.
Evening, Agent. You look like you could use a song, maybe something tender.
Save the serenade, Mr. King. We're just taking a ride.
A ride straight to paradise, huh? Hope you brought your blue suede
50
shoes.
feet to transfer bay. Keep it moving.
Easy there, boys. I'm just taking a little stroll, uh-huh.
Keep moving,
You know what they say. Song's in, but the encore's the fun part. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Line up. Watch his head. Easy. Let's move.
VP's holding at 90/60. Heart rate steady.
All right, get him in. I want eyes on him the whole ride.
Sheriff.
Look just like dinner.
What the? Oh, thank you very much.
There we are. Just the way.
You know, folks think being a hero is all about flying high and looking cool in a cape, but most days it's just about helping somebody stand back up, smiling when you can, and keeping the music playing. The world's got enough noise. Maybe what it needs is a little more rock and roll and a whole lot of heart.
Woo! Good evening, my friends. It's great to see you guys. Yes, this is a late night one, folks. We're just gonna
We're going to hang out, kick it a little bit because we got some news. And I really, I was a little restless. I couldn't wait until tomorrow to do this. So I figured I'd hang out tonight. People can catch the replay, whatever. This one, I go live when I go live, and my McLeans will be there. The ones who can be will be, and the ones who can catch the replay will catch the replay. But yeah, man, I want to go ahead and thank all you new subscribers, man. I've gotten a nice little boost in subscriber count the last few days, and I'm really grateful for that. Thank you guys for that. Because it's guys, I don't know how many times I got to say this, dude. The thing is like when you're dope as fuck, like, there's going to be moments where you have to be real. And when you're real, you're going to lose people, but you're going to lose the right people when you're real. The people who can't handle you being real. And then you're going to be real some more, and then you're going to attract better people. And so everything lost comes back. Everything lost comes back. 2 weeks ago, I was bleeding subs over some bullshit that I didn't even do. And today I have more subs than I've ever had. So yeah, that's pretty fucking amazing. And Nurse Kim's in the house. It's so nice to see you. It's been a minute. Surprised to see you here so late. But grateful. So yeah, man. It's been a fun couple of days. There's nothing more fun to me than calling people out on their bullshit, dude. And it's fun to see Aiden doing it. Like Aiden didn't even give a fuck about any of it. He's just wondering why everybody was talking about it. And then he just started going over it. And then my man ended up watching more of the 9-hour live than most people. Got so invested, did a special 10 a.m. live this morning about it. I love it. Like he's totally invested. And he's right, though. Here's the thing, though. He's right because make no mistake, this woman is a fascist. That's exactly what she is. She is so un-American. She is so un-American. This woman is abusing the law to try to take away your freedoms, your basic freedom of speech. That is what she's trying to do. She's trying to manipulate the law and set a precedent that is very dangerous. But the shit, she withdrew the restraining order because it's bullshit. I actually heard something pretty funny. And thank you, Goodmans, for gifting a membership. So, yeah, let me take a look at something real quick here. This is apparently audio. This is apparently audio from the court hearing in which Lauren was present. Lori was present there via Zoom. This is the hearing that she thought that she could get the judge to clear the courtroom for her. Lauren thought that. I find this shit very funny. Like, how am I not supposed to be invested in this shit? It's like this level of delusion and self-importance is just mind-blowing to me. I'm fascinated by it. So check this out.
Again, if she's just saying negative stuff, you don't. This is not, again, a stalking injunction is not a remedy for shutting down speech that a person doesn't like somebody saying about them. And it seems like that's what you're trying to do in this case.
You know how refreshing it is to hear a judge say that? Do you have any idea how refreshing it is to hear a judge say that? My bad, I kicked myself out. It's so refreshing to hear a judge say that shit. Oh my God. Holy, what in the blue perfect?
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
I think we got a super dad. Super dad. I think we got a super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Dad, 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 dad. I think we got a super dad. How dare you?
Buttercup, thank you so much. Boston girls love the glare. You are the best. Glare loves Boston girls. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. So I find that very, very funny. I want to hear that one more time. This is amazing.
Again, if she's just saying negative stuff, you don't. This is not, again, a stalking injunction is not a remedy for shutting down speech that a person doesn't like somebody saying about them. And it seems like that's what you're trying to do in this case. But again, if she's just saying negative stuff.
So clearly, the judge agrees with me, with Aiden, with everybody who's been agreeing with me and Aiden. I mean, exactly, Nurse Kim. Speech is still free speech, dude. Like, a stalking injunction is not a remedy to shut someone up because you don't like what they're saying. This is what this judge said. He's like, you're not going to come around here and use my courtroom to weaponize the law because your feelings are hurt. Fuck you. No. And that's really refreshing. I love to hear a judge say that. Now, they're not in Massachusetts, so I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. That's exactly what I would expect a judge to say in a situation like that. Common sense rules. And it's really funny to me because, like, you have these other channels. Duty Ron, man, you're eating that dick, whether you like it or not. Duty Ron, you're eating that dick, dude. Like, it is what it is. As Aiden was saying, you got to take a lap. Give me 20 push-ups. Like, you got to work to get that man card back, dude. Because of that shit, you got to really, like, you got to work for it. Because this was ridiculous. There was to just like buckle to this person, to this person's word, and put your name out there like that, to put your channel's reputation out there like that. You're supposed to be an experienced investigator, like 20 something years. What is it? More than 25 years. I know that. Retired homicide detective in New York City. I mean, and immediately you're saying that threats that aren't threats are threats. Make that make sense. It's pretty ridiculous, man. It's pretty ridiculous. Now, I'm gonna look forward to, hopefully, I've reached out to a couple of people. I don't think I've gotten an answer back. I haven't really checked, but because I'm invested in this hidden true crime bullshit too. Not trying to lie. Sorry, give me 1 second while I read this. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll give you a topic. Is it more of a tragedy that Limp Bizkit's bassist is dead, or that there's no more Limp Bizkit music with an original bassist? Talk amongst yourselves. Okay. Okay, so yeah, actually that was the reply I was waiting for, and but it is off the record, so I cannot share the tea. But yes, I mean, let's just be honest here. Lauren's full of shit. Lauren Hidden True Crime is full of shit. She's a liar. And it stinks of someone trying to get in front of something here. It stinks of it. So yeah, I mean, you know, this woman, like this Christina person, not only bought her ticket a year ago in Nashville at CrimeCon in Nashville for this year's in Denver, I believe it's Denver where it was, and and then what people don't really know, even though she bought it a year ago, Lauren True Crime, as I understand it, was what Hidden True Crime was there with Christina. They were still friends. She was there when she bought the ticket. She knew that she had bought the ticket a year in advance. She knew it and still tried to have her removed from CrimeCon. Unreal. This lady sucks. This lady fucking sucks. She's terrible. She's a terrible person. She's a terrible, terrible person. Now, I'm going to move on to the other topics here. Let's see here. Now we got some great news, folks, because as far as the Lindsay Gattani stuff goes, Turtle Boy is free. All those charges are dropped. They could not get Michael Morrissey dropped the charges in regards to the 2024 Lindsay Gattani shit because they couldn't get it. Cosgrove had to recuse himself, and they couldn't get anybody to replace Cosgrove. So it's over as far as the Lindsay Gattani bullshit goes. Fake victim bullshit is over. This is great news. Now we're going to go over Turtle Boy's latest article. Let him explain it. Nobody to explain it better. But I love this repost here. He says, just a reminder, I had my bail revoked and spent 60 days in jail due to the false allegations that led to the charges of assault and battery, witness intimidation, and wiretapping. All three charges have been voluntarily dropped by the Commonwealth prior to trial. They never intended to see this through. They just wanted to put me in jail for 60 days. They didn't care if the charges stuck or I was ever convicted. They wanted me in jail. Now, it goes on to say this: the charges against Turtle Boy for witness intimidation and wiretapping in the Lindsay Gattani matter have officially been dropped by Michael Morrissey today. They cannot find anyone to prosecute the case, as Robert Cosgrove had to recuse himself after Gattani sued him, and Michael Morrissey couldn't appoint a new special prosecutor because she's threatened to sue him too. The wins keep coming, and there's only a few more to go before my nightmare is over. Now let's go ahead and read Aiden's article here. We've got Canton Cover Up, Part 537. Michael Morrissey drops witness intimidation and wiretap charges against Turtle Boy due to Lindsay Gattani's lawsuit against Robert Cosgrove, Brian Tully, and Morrissey. Breaking news, Michael Morrissey today entered a nolle prosequi in the 2024 indictments of Turtle Boy for witness intimidation and wiretapping against Lindsay Gattani, effectively ending that case entirely. Let's show some of these. Now comes the Commonwealth in the above entitled matter that enters a nolle prosequi. I don't know how you say that. On the matter pursuant to blah, 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 the Commonwealth states that as grounds, therefore, the intent of justice requires such filing. Michael W. Morrissey. Michael W. Meatball Morrissey. Now comes the Commonwealth in the above entitled matter that intends to null prosequi in the matter pursuant to mass blah, 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 crime. The Commonwealth states that its grounds, therefore, the interest of justice requires such filings. I love this shit, bro. Love this shit. Ms. Gattani is suing Robert Cosgrove and Brian Tully and threatening to sue Morrissey for allegedly violating her civil rights by giving the Turtle Boy defense team access to her cell phone. As a result, Cosgrove had to recuse himself due to a conflict. He is being sued by his only witness in the case, and Morrissey cannot appoint a new prosecutor. He is being threatened with a lawsuit by a witness. A similar motion to recuse Cosgrove from the 2023 indictments for witness intimidation involving Julie Nagel, Jennifer McCabe, Matt McCabe, Elizabeth Proctor, Brian Albert, Colin Albert, and Chris Albert is scheduled for oral arguments on December 5th. As of now, Cosgrove has not voluntarily recused himself in that matter, like he did with the Gattani matter, but she is undeniably a witness for both the Commonwealth and the defense in that case. This marks the official end of my nightmare of Lindsay Gattani. I was worried I would be entangled as a defendant and have constant court dates with her for years moving forward. But in the last year and a half, I have completely rid her from my life by doing the following. The Commonwealth filing a nolle on the bogus assault and battery charges after a grand jury failed to indict me on made-up allegations that I pushed the fake victim onto a couch. Getting the bogus restraining order amended on April 26, 2024 to prevent her from being able to show up to Karen Reed hearings and have me evicted from court. Getting her restraining order renewal denied on January 7th, which means she can't set me up to be violated and arrested ever again. Being acquitted on June 12th after a 3-day trial for allegedly violating the restraining order on February 26, 2024, when the fake victim showed up with the McAlberts and O'Keefe's to have me evicted from Karen Reed's court hearing. Getting the Commonwealth to file a nolle pros in the witness intimidation and wiretapping charges stemming from the night when I recorded her as she held me hostage in her apartment, threatened to harm her children if I left, and threatened to have a fake abortion of a fake baby in my real driveway. Rest in peace, baby Clay Strong. I will never get the 60 days of my life back that she took away from me and my children, but this is yet another step in the path towards justice and complete vindication. There will be many more victories to come. There's more. This is wild. Hold on. No, that's it. Short and sweet. Clay Strong, y'all. Hashtag Clay Strong. Short and sweet. Now, that's great news. But if this shit ain't the fucking dressing on the salad, bro, if this shit ain't the cheese on the burger, if this shit ain't the pepperoni on the pizza, oh my God, people, want y'all to see something here. Say something here. We got us a new charge for Krusty Panties Kate Peter right here. Witness, juror, police, court official intimidate. Okay. Peter, Catherine, defendant. Attorney Belland, Esquire, Mark Joseph Belland. Of course, her lawyer's name Belland. All my limeys know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah. So, a new felony witness intimidation charge. I'm guessing it's from this August thing. This thing that happened in August. Woman named Mary. I don't know if that was caught on video or not, though. But Krusty Panties has new charges, which is absolutely just fantastic. It's pretty fun. It's been a good week so far, folks. I hate to jinx it, but it's been a good week. Like today was kind of a trying day, but it all worked out. I'm not sure if I want to whine about it though. Let me read Bettero's post, which is beautiful. The 2024 indictment against Dr. Turtleboy has been dismissed by the Norfolk DA's office. All cases where Lindsay Gattani was listed as an alleged victim have been dismissed via acquittal and or dismissal on the notion of the prosecutor. I mean, this is beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, folks. I love this right here. This Michael Gaffney. This Michael Gaffney post that he has since deleted, but it has been memorialized. Maybe if Aiden Carney had just shut his mouth and not taunted and threatened the district attorney, the Lindsay portion of his case would have been dropped. His narcissism is undefeated. I love that people will mistake Aiden gloating about this as narcissism, and he may gloat, he may not. I mean, you might consider the article gloating. I consider it. I consider it whatever the fuck it is, dude. Like, I consider it like this dude earned the right to fucking be as arrogant about this shit as he fucking wants, and I'm here for it. I totally fucking encourage it. All of you motherfuckers that are like, oh, Glairer, you're a bad influence. It's your fault with the T-Rex arms and blah, 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 blah. Fuck you. Fucking blow me. All of you who say that shit. Like, this dude is a grown fucking man, bro. He is a grown man. Okay? And the fact of the matter is, yes, as a matter of fact, I absolutely fucking suck my balls, dude. I absolutely encourage Aiden Carney, a.k.a. Dr. Turtleboy, a.k.a. Mr. Media, to be as fucking arrogant about this win as he possibly can be. If he chooses not to be and takes the high road, cool. I'll respect them all the same. But I will also respect them all the same if he completely and totally just gloats like the fucking champion gloater of all time, bro. Like the gloating goat, bro. That's what I want to see. That's what I'm here for. I fucking love it. I love it. Like, this was such bullshit from the beginning. And the fun part is the witness intimidation charges. This stuff is still gonna serve its purpose when Bettero gets Kate Peter on the stand. I mean, I love it. I fucking love it. Like, this is all working out exactly how it's supposed to. And I wonder why Kate Peter is getting getting charged with this now. You know what I mean? I wonder what the story is behind that. I mean, did they take all these months to build a case for this witness intimidation against? I mean, what are they doing here? And who's prosecuting her? Like, let me look at that one more time. I'm not going to pull it up, but let me look at this one more time. Hold on. Yeah, like who? Hold on. Okay, well, this was filed in September. So she's had this charge for a while. But I don't know if it was public or not, but this was filed in September on the 17th. Well over a month ago. And yeah, this is and then the next event, it says, is on November 12th. So the big question is, will this revoke Krusty's bail? That's what I want to know. Will this revoke Krusty's bail? I'm curious about that. But time will tell. Time will tell. But it's so funny because I don't have that much to say about this stuff because, like, it's just it's it's a win, you know. It's just a win. Aiden is like finally free of the fake victim bullshit. Like, he's totally free of it. And why? Because she just showed her crazy. It's a beautiful thing. Like, it is true poetic justice. We are all witness to true poetic justice. When someone who completely and totally makes a living, not a living, but makes it a way of life to lock up and weaponize. Oh, look, here we go. What's up, Mary Bagwell? This is why they were rushing the plea deal in Lauren's case in Norfolk, in my opinion. That's a good point. That's a great point. No, I'm jumping back and forth. The Turtle Boy case, obviously, if I'm talking about fake victim, I'm talking about Turtle Boy's case. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I mean, did you know about these charges back in September, Mary? I'm very curious about that. Yeah, that would absolutely make sense that the judge saw the charges and was like, nah, bro, I'm not accepting a plea deal just yet. Not yet. Nah. I love it. But that also probably explains why. Oh, okay. Yeah, see. So yeah, this is new to everybody. Okay. Yeah, all of that makes sense. I feel like the judge was like, nah, man, you got new charges here. Like, there's no way to accept a plea deal right now. So, yeah. So Krusty's got new charges. And so the next time she goes to court, I'm wondering if they're going to try to revoke her bail. Because that's bad. That's real bad. Yeah, man. And shout out to the Killer Bees, man. Tim the Terminator Bradle and the mighty Mark Betterow. I mean, absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I love this shit. So what we're gonna do pretty much is we're gonna go over hold on a second. Oh, thank you so much, TV's Fist Pump of Freedom. Hey, Will Glara, I'm a rookie to this researcher thing, but trying to FOIA Proctor's pH records, if possible, before sealed. If someone has made more progress, I'll put in money to get the records. Take down corruption. No spaces, Gmail. I mean, they're sealed, you know? I mean, those text messages are sealed, man. I like the idea. It's great. I love the idea of just taking charge and just being like, fuck that. The public has a right to know what's in those text messages. But you know, I don't have a whole lot of faith in those getting unsealed and us being able to see what the contents of what those are. I feel like we know enough. I feel like we know. I mean, I'd love to know. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like we know enough to determine safely that for the union to pull support from Michael Proctor says a lot. It's probably there's just like stuff in those text messages that they just cannot get behind. So they were like, nah, homie, we're hanging you out to dry, dude. How the fuck I'm supposed to get him, Southie Sally? You're not talking to the right guy. I'm not the investigative journalist here. That's Dr. Turtle Boy, Mr. Media. I'm just I'm an independent commentator. That's it. That's all I do. Damn, Nurse Kim was live and I didn't even know. I missed it. I'm gonna have to catch that replay. What was I gonna pull up here? Oh yeah. So I mean, yeah, that's it. As far as I mean, Turtle Boy's done with Fake Victim. Now we just gotta get we gotta hear that December 5th motion. I'm really trying to be there for that. I don't know. I had a few financial hiccups that I'm not going to get into. I don't like complaining about money. But I had a couple of little financial hiccups that I had to attend to and kind of, you know, may have thrown a monkey wrench in my plans to go December 5th, but I'm going to really try. My plan is still to do it, but it's not as for sure. It's more at like a 70% than it was at a 95 before. So, and you know, shit happens. It's how it is. You know what I mean? No big deal. But yeah, we're gonna go back to this Lauren hidden true crime stuff because I'm fascinated with this. I know that Lori Hillis went live today, and so what I want to do is stop what you're doing and give this video I just dropped in chat a like. Please make sure to subscribe to Chasing Justice. Sorry, I had a brain fart there as to her name. I'll give you guys a minute. Stop what you're doing and go do that for me, please. Go subscribe to Chasing Justice and hit a like on the video that I dropped the chat in. All right. Thank you guys for taking the time to do that. Appreciate you. So let's watch this real quick and see what Lori had to say, because I really enjoyed having her as a last second guest. She was absolutely amazing. I really enjoyed talking to her. I look forward to talking to her again in the future.
Hey, everybody. It's True Crime Wednesday. Welcome. So before I kick off, and you know what we're going to talk about, we can't avoid talking about it. So we're going to talk about it one last time. I hope it'll be the last time. But before I get started, for the 1,200 new followers who have subscribed to the channel in the last week, thank you, Lauren. I want to introduce myself. My name is Lori Hillis. I am a retired criminal and family lawyer from the state of Oregon. I practiced for about 27 years before I decided that I wanted to retire to write. I have an undergraduate degree in journalism and English. I have a master's degree in creative writing, creative nonfiction, and a law degree. So
this lady is
practiced in the.
This lady's like the anti-Lauren. That's what I love about her. It's like Lauren like wishes that she could be this lady, you know, and that's why she hates on her so much. and now Lori just doesn't give a shit. She's just like, I got nothing to fucking lose. Let me just spill the beans, dude, and just talk about how fucking fake this bitch is. She sucks. It's so fucking funny to me.
The area of criminal law for most of my career, some in adult, some with juveniles. And I thought I would give you a little bit of background about how I got involved in this true crime space. Behind me over here is a copy of my book. So the way this all happened was I retired to write and I moved to Mesa, Arizona because I wanted to live somewhere where I didn't have to shovel snow all the time and I could sit on my patio and write in November. So I moved to Mesa, Arizona, and when I got there, I started hearing about this very odd case. It was this weird case. Justin Lum from Fox 10 was talking about it. He was a local investigative reporter, started talking about it, and he was talking about this strange case where a woman, now I lived in Mesa, which is just the suburban community next door to Gilbert and Chandler. And Chandler was where Lori Vallow lived. So he was talking about this very strange case where this woman from Chandler, Arizona claimed that her brother had shot her husband in self-defense.
Hey, listen, man. I don't like to do that. I just like to promote people. I know what it's like to get started on channels. I gained followers by talking on other people's panels and channels. That's how I gain. I mean, I'm grateful to the channels that have that I was able to do that on, but the whole thing is like people subscribe to me because they liked my insight. You know what I mean? Like, this is all Lori. Like, there's absolutely nothing. I don't think channels should take credit for, like, oh man, you know, we're a community, and if we're trying to like promote free speech, and her stance is very, very like on free speech, it's almost a responsibility to like boost her up. You know what I mean? She's a lawyer. She knows what she's talking about. She's a criminal attorney. She's a retired criminal attorney. There's no it's silly to not boost this lady up. So that's the only reason why I did it. I feel like anybody should be doing that. Why would we not want to have this resource of knowledge in the community? It makes no sense.
And within a couple of weeks, she up and disappeared with her 2 children. Nobody knew where the kids were. Everybody was in an uproar looking for her. Well, having practiced criminal law for 25, 27 years, that just didn't sound right to me. Self-defense is a difficult is difficult to prove, and it just didn't sound right. So I decided I was going to look into it. I discovered that there were a bunch of Facebook groups that were following the case. So I joined a couple of those Facebook groups.
Bro, listen.
Well,
J is for Justice can kiss my Dominican dick, bro. Fuck that lady. Okay? She's an asshole. Okay? I've told the story many, many times is why she's such a fucking asshole. And I don't give a shit what she thinks and what she says. So fuck J is for Justice. This whole I blasted Lori's channel link in my chat while she was on here, and I blasted it in Turtle Boy's chat all last night and all this morning when he was live. So I don't even want to hear that shit. Like, fuck J is for Justice.
I found out that there were a number of people who were posting questions that were legal questions in these big Facebook groups. And every time I would answer one of those questions, I would have to list all my credentials of why I knew what I was talking about. So I approached a couple of the moderators and said, if I were to start a little blog about the legal issues in the Vallow case, would you guys announce it in your Facebook group? And they all said yes. So before I know it, I was writing this little blog, and I was stunned when I had 200 people who had subscribed to it. So time marched on, and people were interested in the case. Lori Vallow was found in Hawaii. She'd married Chad Davis.
That doesn't surprise me at all. That sounds like some fucking dirty shit she'd do. Like, yeah, she's that lady's such a fucking snake.
Bell, she was brought back from Hawaii. I did a bunch of posts about extradition and bail and all those sorts of things. So I got really interested in the case. I had previously written a book about divorce for millennials. And so I approached my agent and said, what would you think about a true crime book? Well, to be honest, he was a little skeptical at first, but I wrote a book proposal and I sent it to him, and he was he was then very enthusiastic. And so we proposed the book that became Children of Darkness.
I'm not even laughing at what she's saying right. I'm reading Sleuthy's comment right here. In fact, Gray Hughes of all people was the first to call her out and demanded I shit on her for it. I can just hear it right now. Gray Hughes all talking about Sleuthy Goosey. I'm strongly of the opinion that you should probably absolutely just shit all over her for that. I mean, how dare she? Who does she think she is? Who does this cretin think she is? She's an absolute cretin. She's an idiot. She's a moron. And she's an absolute moron. Just shit all over her. How dare she? Try to pass off your work as her own. It's what morons do. Moron. Oh man. I like Gray, dude. The thing is about Gray, man, like he was saying that Karen Reed was guilty, and I was like, man, you fucking idiot, dude. Like, that's it, dude. Like, I mean, the bottom line is, dude, anybody who sat there and said that they looked at Sleuthy Goosey's spreadsheet or the contents therein through whatever means and determined that Karen Reed was guilty is fucking retarded, dude. Just plain fucking retarded. I just don't care what you say. I've dismissed anybody who has claimed this. It's a very easy thing. Like you have to be fucking retarded to think that Karen Reed struck John O'Keefe with her vehicle. There's just no getting around that.
Oh, unfortunately, because I kept moving the trials out and I wanted the trials done before I published the book. It took me 4 years to write the book. So while I was working on a book proposal and doing all those things, Lauren Matthias reached out to me. She and her husband, John, were doing a podcast about the Vallow case. And she discovered my little newsletter and asked me if I would be willing to come on their podcast. So I said, sure. So it was also about the time. Now, this was my very first experience with YouTube. It was about the time that a lot of people were doing YouTube lives. And so she asked me if I would come on a YouTube live. And the truth was that her husband, John, wasn't very comfortable with the live format at that point.
The thing was, Gray was awesome with the Kylie Rodney thing. Gray was fucking great with that. Like he was the one who and he does these like 3D like computer models of like crime scenes. Like he's really, really like, the problem with him is that he's just so fucking anal retentive and everything gets on his nerves. And it's just so funny. He gets so frustrated with everything. It's like, yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. People in the chat, I mean, it's just really weird that it's really weird when people get all, and then and I don't understand why they're all in an uproar about certain things, and I just get rid of them, block them. They're morons, idiots. He's so pretentious. It's hard not to like the guy. It's just really funny. He's very entertaining. He gets just so mad at the chat. I come up here and I do this every night, spend money out of my own pocket, and you guys, you'd rather give it to these drama channels that have so much to say about nothing, and and here I donate money to charities and do all these things, and you don't give me any money. It's just a little weird, it's kind of weird that People people would rather just give somebody who's talking about absolutely nothing that matters. Oh man, I love Gray. I fucking love Gray. All right, back to this shit.
And he was more comfortable and things were more scripted. And so I went on with her. And we had a good rapport. And I thought we really had a lot of fun together. And she kept inviting me on. Well, I was on her show as her legal expert for about almost a little over a year, actually. And during that time, she and I got to be friends. And, we talked a lot. We shared the way that friends do. And so a couple of things happened that I guess I can point to, but it doesn't really matter. I'm not going to take you down that rabbit hole. After about a year, and I wasn't on every week, so I would usually text her and say, "Are we on for Friday?" And I texted her, and she didn't answer me, which was unusual. So a week went by and I didn't hear anything. So I texted her and she didn't answer me. So she ghosted me for at least 3 weeks. So finally I sat down and wrote her an email and said, did I do something? What the heck? And she wrote back and said, "I think it's best we take a break." Okay. We exchanged a couple of other emails. I don't think I ever really understood why, but it was her show and I didn't have any input on who she had on her show. So a few weeks went by and I had people reaching out to me through my newsletter and saying, "Hey, we really miss seeing you. When are you going to be back?" And I had just sort of resisted getting deeply involved with YouTube. However, publishers really like to see that their authors have a platform. And so they like their authors to have online presence. So I thought, what the heck? So I sat down and I taught myself how to use StreamYard and how to use YouTube. And I'm not super proficient at it, but we get the job done. But before I ever started the channel or did anything, I reached out to Lauren and I told her what I was thinking about doing. Well, in true Lauren style, the Lauren that you see on her show, she was effusive about, "Oh, that's great. We're so excited for you. We're so supportive. We'll promote you. It'll be great."
And deep down, her blood's fucking boiling. Like, there goes my fucking golden goose. You know what I mean? See, that's the thing about these channels, dude. Like, right on, man. Listen, man, if you get a whole bunch of fucking subs because you have guests on your channel that come on all the fucking time, and people watch because of the guests that come on and they want to hear the guests' professional insight and shit, right on. Good for you. You're providing a service. You're providing content that people want. Awesome. The problem with that, though, is reason why I try not to do that too much, and and make sure that I don't ever become dependent on it, is because one of these days that person might just fucking, like, what your guests, you might not have. All of a sudden, your guests might decide. A rumor fucking starts spreading about you. We know that can happen. And your guests might decide, "Hey, we don't want, I don't want to have nothing to do with you no more, man." And then what are you going to do? You're going to carry your show by yourself when nobody watches for you? You know what I mean? I'd rather have people watching for me, And the thing is somebody like that, you have this person and they validate your shit because they have a career in criminal law and they're there to like validate you with conversation. you know, and add value to your content. And then they go, you know what? What's to stop me from just doing my own thing? Which doesn't mean that I'm going to stop doing your shit. You're the one who ghosted me. But she realizes she enjoys talking about it. There's a lot of people going, hey, we miss hearing your insight. Why don't you start a channel? You know what? Why the fuck not? Absolutely. But this made this woman's blood boil, even though she ghosted her for 3 weeks and then said that they need to take a break. But for some reason, this is a problem.
And so originally I said to her, what if I started an hour before you guys start? And that way I'll talk about legal issues and then people can just roll right over into your show. Okay, that would be great. So I started my show. And
that's cool, kind of like an opening act kind of thing, man. Like I do that sometimes with Turtle Boy, and Rat House Media does it sometimes with Turtle Boy. We'll give you a Turtle Boy pregame. You know, a lot of other creators will do that too. Grab that 6 or 7 o'clock spot on a Tuesday or a Saturday, and get people warmed up for Turtle Boy. You know what I mean? A few of us do that. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's just giving people what they want, you know? And here she's saying, yeah, man, how about like, you know, I have people come on my show and then I'll, you know, direct them over to your show. Fucking Lori raid, Chasing Justice raid for her chat. You know what I mean? Oh, hey, Chasing Justice people, welcome. How hard is that? What's the problem with that?
From the very beginning, Lauren started starting her lives early and scheduling over the top of me. Now,
yo, Aiden fucking killed me with that shit. I lost my shit. I lost my shit when he said Uncle Leo, dude. I was that episode is so fucking funny. And then Uncle Leo's at the doctor. And the doctor's like, there's no need to get agitated, mister. He's like, what? The Lori's eyebrows. That was the best shit I ever saw in my life, dude. That was so fucking funny. Uncle Leo.
She said on her recent 9-hour live that was only because they couldn't get a babysitter. But I don't think that's true because it was pretty consistent over time. So rather than fight about it, I moved to another night. And I didn't have any more content with Lauren. Period. So I saw her when
forever
we were at the
tattooed
same
on my
trials
brain,
together.
bro.
I don't attend trials. I attended the Vallow Daybell trials because I was writing the book about it. But I just don't. I don't attend other trials unless I'm writing about them. So I only saw her at the Daybell trials. So my book was finished except for the end of the Chad Daybell's trial, and Chad Daybell's trial was still underway. So I was waiting to write the last 2 or 3 paragraphs, really, of the book. In the meantime, I had sent the rest of the manuscript to my publisher, and my publisher, as we were working through the editing process, as a book gets close to being released, publishers send the book out to media organizations that they think might be interested,
right,
in advance of the book actually hitting the shelves.
Because, you know,
the reason they do that
is because, I don't know, they want to fucking sell the fucking book. That's why they want to do it. They want to see if it's going to get good reviews, and they want to sell the fucking book because they're a publisher.
It's because they want to send it out to media outlets that might review it. And so they sent out to a handful of media outlets. So the whole purpose is to give them time to read the book, so that maybe reviews would drop about the time that the book hits the shelves. So that would have been it was in May. And the book, the final
I don't know what the fuck it is with like the LDS community, dude. Like, I'm not trying to like shit on what anybody believes in. I don't really know much about what they believe in, if I'm being honest. But like, all I know is, man, there's a lot of crime cases since I started following crime cases that have LDS shit written all over it. It's so bad, man. Like, it's everywhere. Like, look at the chick who was abusing her kids. The kid escaped. He was all malnourished, and he went to the neighbor's house. And the husband had left. She was a family vlogger that Dad Challenge podcast. My homie Josh used to review her. Ruby Frank. Yeah, that's it. Ruby Frank. Dude, like, it's just nothing but, I mean, it's crazy, dude. And like in Colorado too, man. Like, Colorado, man, was crazy for a while there, man. You got like the Morphew case, you had the Gannon Stout case, you had the Watts case, you had the what was the last name? Was it Freeze? Phrase? God, I can't remember. No. I'm not saying they were LDLs. No. Those were just Colorado. But it was weird. Like, it was just there was a lot of LDS cases and a lot of Colorado cases since I started following crime cases. But yeah, it's super wild, man. I don't know what it is. Like, there were people that were like speculating with the Colorado stuff, like if there was like something in the with the altitude or something like that. I don't know. The air being thin or something like that. I don't know. But Frazee, that's it. Yeah. That was Colorado as well. Yeah, that was crazy. That was a wild case. But yeah, like the LDS stuff, man. The LDS stuff, there's just always some sort of tie. I mean, the Daybell Vallow thing was just out of control.
Script went to the publisher with the completed chapter on the Daybell trial the day that CrimeCon that year ended in May. So it was a couple of weeks later. So I got an email from someone who was
Patrick Frazee,
concerned. And I'm going to pull these things up and share my screen. I'm going to read these to you because they are not they're not easy to read even in this form. I will try not to zoom through them too quickly. But the email said, "Hi, Lori. I'm a longtime listener and wanted to reach out to you, but I'm using a temp email as I really don't want to be dragged into this drama. I can say that if she sent this to me, I'm sure she sent it to others. She had no reason to share this with me, nor do I think she had any right to. This also shows that she got it from Nate, who knows who else he sent it to. I don't know how you can look into this further, but I'm happy to try and provide any other info that I can. I just don't want to be pulled into this, but Lauren needs to realize this isn't okay. Here is the email she sent me. It included an email from Nate and from your publisher. This included a link to your book. I do not believe she had any right to or reason to pass this out like free candy. Email back if I can try to provide you with any other info. I'm sick of seeing Lauren escalate things and do stuff like this. So attached to this email, and I don't know if you can see my cursor or not, but this is from Lauren and John Matthias. The subject is Lori Vallow, Chad Daybell, and A Story of Murderous Faith, Children of Darkness and Light by Lori Hellis. Pegasus Crime, September 3rd, 2024. That was the expected release date. This email was dated May 8th, sorry. Right below it, you see it was a forward from Nate Eaton. And I'm going to talk about how Nate plays into this. Right below.
So these are people that are emailing Lori and going, yo, like, why is this lady sending me your book? Like, it's bizarre that she's sending me your book. And I know this lady sucks. So what the fuck is going on here?
That is Julia Romero. She was my publicist at the publisher. And here is the introduction email. You see Nate Eaton down here. And it was a solicitation to review the book. The link has since been disabled, so it's not on here any longer, but the link was down here to the manuscript. So 2 days ago, after all of this stuff blew up, Nate Eaton called me and I had a conversation with him. And here's what he told me. He told me that he was in the courthouse. This would have been during the Chad Daybell trial. Now, yeah, would have been during Chad's trial. He called me and told me that he was in line waiting to get into the courtroom, and he was standing there with Justin Lum. And Nate said to Justin, and Justin and Nate have gotten to be good friends over covering the Daybell
This is
trial.
wild, bro.
And Nate said to Justin Lum, hey, I got Lori Hellis's book. Did you get a copy? And Justin said yes, that he had gotten a copy. Lauren was standing right in front of them in line, and she turned around to Nate and said, oh, hey, I haven't gotten my copy yet. Could you forward that to me? And Nate did. Lauren was never intended to get a copy. She was never, it was never intended that Lauren get a copy of the book, but she lied to Nate, and that's how the book got sent. So I'm going to share this, and I'm going to tell you now that I have been struggling all day. Stop screen. I have been struggling all day to try and get this PDF to turn around. And I can't get it to turn. And when I look at it on my screen, it is horizontal. But so I'll keep working on that, and I will post it in our community tab. This is a screenshot of a Facebook group that this person was in. And this is what it says. The first post is from Lauren Matthias. And it says, thanks to Nate Eaton, I have Hellis's book. Anybody want a copy? Anyone want a copy? That sort of goes against what she was saying, was that she only sent it to someone to fact check. First of all, her job is not to fact check my book. How dare she? She had already inundated my publisher with telephone calls complaining about me, complaining about the book, claiming I had plagiarized her material, and basically trying to get my book pulled. That was her plan. Well, it didn't work. And so the next thing she did, so I'm going to pull that down and I'm going to share my screen again. Because the next thing she did was then she claimed that so this is the text message, another text from the person who sent me the original email. This name up here says Catherine Wells. This is a fake name, so I don't feel too bad displaying it. I know who this person is. I've had conversations with this person before. I know who they are. But they're someone who is very sensitive about keeping their identity private.
Dude, this is insane. She was like contacting the publisher. She's sending this woman's book out for fact checking. Why? She's sending, Lauren Hidden True Crime, excuse me, is sending a bunch of people copies of Lauren's manuscript for her book for fact checking, but she's also contacting the publisher to try to stop the book from happening, saying that she plagiarized it from Lauren's work, which is ridiculous. That's the most delusional shit in the world. Lori's a retired criminal attorney of 30 years. How could she possibly be plagiarizing off of Lauren's expertise of what? Just being a fucking busybody who's fascinated with true crime cases, watches too much ID channel, and decided to do her own thing? I mean, that's a lot of people. No hate on that. Sloth Life, thank you so much. Welcome to the hoity glady. But what in the fuck is she doing? This is fucking crazy.
And I've respected that. If it becomes necessary in some sort of a court, all bets are off, and I will certainly identify this person. But the email says, "Hi, Ms. Hellis, I hope you're doing well. I was extremely sorry to see your recent live stream on YouTube and heard about what Lauren and John have been up to, wreaking havoc at CrimeCon and elsewhere against you and others, none of whom have done a single thing wrong. I know what I'm about to say is likely to reveal who I am, though, as you know, I just wanted to stay anonymous when Lauren sent me this unsolicited email to myself and others sharing."
People don't want to be tangled in the bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, make no mistake. Like, is there drama involved here? For sure. That's the aspect of this that makes it entertaining. But the fact is that the interest that I've taken, the interest that Aiden has taken, is free speech here. Weaponizing the law. What the fuck have we been talking about this whole time? And then here you have this person who's weaponizing a stalking injunction to try to silence somebody because they're afraid of what they might say. They don't like what they have to say. I mean, I've gone over Christina's TikTok videos. Aiden has gone over Christina's TikTok videos. There's nothing in those TikTok videos at all that indicate that there is any stalking going on. She doesn't even mention her name. She doesn't even mention her name. The Idaho chick, thank you so much. Appreciate you. So wild.
Bring a copy of your book. But I've come to terms with that because of what Lauren has recently escalated against others like you and Gigi. I was told from someone involved, you were served a subpoena, which I was. I'll talk about that in a minute. And I wanted to send you this info just so you had an idea of what she's been doing with her local police department. They reached out to me. After sharing the email she sent you, she reported to police that I
haven't heard the whole hearing. I actually want to hear the whole hearing. Whose channel was that on? Because I saw the clip on Twitter, but I don't know whose channel that was. I want to hear the whole hearing for sure. I want to play the whole hearing. Go over it. Oh, really? Was it? Okay. Thank you, Sleuthy. Awesome. That's fucking fantastic. Sleuthy's amazing. Oh, okay. I have to like send it to myself. Or no, I could just do this. All right, here we go.
$04055. Can I get counsel to state their appearance for the
Thank you, Sleuthy.
Dastan Dio for the petitioner. And James Dunkelberger, the law firm of Bennett, Dueler, Johnson, and Deere for the respondent. And respondent is seated with me at council table.
Thank you. We state your name again.
James Dunkelberger.
Dunkelberger?
Yes, sir.
Okay, counsel, before we get going, do you want to proceed by proffer, and I'll ask put your clients and witnesses under oath and see if they'll affirm it, or do you want to call up witnesses, cross-examine, direct examine?
I think witnesses, we would prefer calling witnesses, not proffer.
Okay. We are set for an hour hearing, so use that as you see fit. I notice I did have a motion to allow some witnesses to appear remotely.
Yes, Your Honor, that's our motion.
Are they out of state?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Petitioner also had a motion to allow one of our statement witnesses to appear remotely. The court granted that motion, I think, this morning, and provided the link. But we did have a request outstanding for other witnesses to appear if necessary.
So you guys would stipulate the witnesses appearing remotely?
I have no objection to that.
Me neither, Your Honor. Your Honor, if we could just revisit the schedule today, though. There are several declarations filed on each side. Several witnesses probably intend to appear today. 1 hour is an awful short amount of time to get this all done. And if we are going to try to do it in an hour of live testimony, could we have some sort of a guidance from the court on how we split that up, or, you know, how our time is to be spent today?
Yeah, you guys choose how. I mean, I'll make it even, that it's 50% to each of you as to how you want to go about it. I noticed that there was several declarations filed in regards to this. Have the parties had any communication?
No, Your Honor.
A little bit of
parties
procedure,
themselves,
yeah.
Okay.
Since
The judge,
maybe I misunderstood. You mean counsels?
the judge is like already like, has there been any contact? Like they've been in contact with each other? Like what the fuck is going on here? The judge is already like his antennas are up.
Counsel for party?
Yeah.
Minimal on procedural matters last week.
How come there's been no effort to resolve this? Is there a reason why?
Well, from my perspective, it's not that we're against that or opposed to that. It's just the timing of it has been so short between when the injunction was filed and when he appeared, and so there's been a lot of evidence and other briefings to submit and worry about. So we haven't. I would just say it's only because we haven't had a fair chance to do it.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and get started. Unless you guys think that some discussion, I can give you a little bit of time if you want to go out and discuss. I think that would be fruitful. Otherwise, we'll just get going.
I'm happy to go out with this stand and try to have a quick discussion.
Okay, why don't you guys do that and then come back in and let me know.
Okay, thanks, sir. 5 minutes, 10 minutes?
Yeah, 5. I mean, you can tell if we're making progress as soon as you can see that we're going one direction or the other. Let me know.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You may have a seat. Okay, counsel, what were we able to work out?
Unfortunately, Your Honor, we're not going to be able to come to a stipulation today.
Okay. Let's go ahead and are you ready to proceed then?
We had one matter of housekeeping, Your Honor, from the petitioner. If that's all right, if I may.
Go ahead.
So given the nature of the claims and the emotional distress it's caused to my client, and considering the audience we have here, my client is requesting that only the necessary parties, those from the respondent's side who will be testifying, be allowed to be in the courtroom to provide her some sort of safety and comfort during these proceedings, to the extent we can.
Okay. Mr. Dunkelberger?
Yes, Your Honor, we'd object to that. This is
Yo, like it hits different when you actually hear it. Like it totally hits different when you actually hear it. Like she's like, my client, due to the emotional distress that she's endured, we would ask the court that you allow this to be as comfortable for her as possible. And only the parties that are testifying and the court officers be allowed in the courtroom. And of course, you know, they're like, no. We object to that. Yeah. What in the fuck? We don't want the public. We don't want to be embarrassed. Unreal, dude.
a petition that's been brought by petitioner. She's going to be here in the courtroom, and as respondent, Ms. is entitled to have people here with her. And
yeah, it's an open courtroom. There's no motion filed to close it. So
right, you didn't even file a motion for it.
I expect the parties to be here in person when we have a case. So that motion is denied. Now, as to
you didn't even file a motion for it.
The reality of where we are, how much time does counsel think that?
Can you imagine? Can you imagine the scenario? Can you imagine when Lauren was telling her lawyer, "Hey, I don't want anybody in the courtroom. for this. This is very personal to me, and it's going to involve my children. This is very personal for me. And can you please just tell the judge? You're just going to have to tell the judge. What am I paying you for? What am I paying you for? That's what I want. That's what I want. I don't want anybody in the courtroom. Okay. Like, you know, that lawyer was like, that's never going to fly. You know, her lawyer, that's got to come all from her. That's got to be all her, that she's like demanding this shit. Because I guarantee you her lawyer was like thinking, there's no fucking lawyer that's ever going to think that that's going to fly. You know, I guarantee you that her lawyer was sitting there thinking in his head, like, I can't believe this bitch does not fucking pay me enough, dude. I can't believe she's going to make me fucking stand there in a fucking courtroom and actually ask the judge without filing a motion, ask the judge if he could clear the courtroom for her comfort, to make her feel better. Like, I don't get paid enough for this shit. I don't fucking get paid enough for this shit. That's crazy. That is wild, dude.
Realistically, you're going to need in this case?
Well, we need at least 2 witnesses, 3 including the petitioner's husband. I'll try to get through them as quickly as I can, but there were
how
a
much
lot
time
of
are you anticipating?
Well, you know, Your Honor, I had anticipated having the whole day, honestly. So, or at least half.
Of course you did. We needed the whole day, like 9 hours worth is what we needed.
That's correct, and then it was rescheduled to Monday the 17th to the 22nd.
So I'm not sure why when we schedule it at 4, why you'd anticipate you would have a half day or a whole day.
You're right, that I might have misread that, read too much into it, but it was rescheduled for 11 a.m. So
how much time are you anticipating? That's
hours.
Oh, how many hours?
Bro, this judge is like, dude, can you imagine? Like, because what they want to do is do what she did on the 9-hour live and just bore this fucking judge with a bunch of shit that is not harassment. It is not stalking. Just a whole bunch of bullshit. A bunch of fucking self-important fucking bullshit. Self-righteous, just self-delusional horse shit is what she wants to lay out for hours for this judge. And this judge already can smell it. He can already smell that horse shit. And he's like, dude, wait. Okay. You need how much? You need hours. You need hours. Okay. This is fucking great, bro. This is mind-blowing.
Hours?
At least 3.
On your case in chief?
At least 3.
Mr. Dunkelberger?
So we were prepared today because of the short time frame to proceed primarily by proffer. We understood that that's what was going to happen today, given the short amount of time. Brief opening statement, proffer the witnesses, some cross-examination in a hurry, and then be out. We are prepared to accordion to the
My man
said on this. Certainly, if the other side.
My man just described like a fucking. We were gonna do some opening statements, maybe cross-examine some witnesses, and then be out. The dude has no intention of taking this seriously any more than it has to be taken seriously, because he knows it's a fucking crock of shit. He knows it's a big, fat, steaming pile of dog shit is all this is. This is fucking great. I'm just going to do some opening statements, cross-examine some witnesses, and, I'll be out. Oh my
That's
God.
entitled to 3 hours. We'd ask for parity, but, we think that you could do it in substantially less time. It just depends on how they want to do it.
Okay.
I have a suggestion, Your Honor. Pending before the court is our ex parte motion to enforce.
It sounds like some
temporary
shit.
stalking injunction.
That shit sounds like some shit Larry Foreman would say. The DUI guy, Larry Foreman would be in court. Yeah, I mean, what are we doing here, Your Honor? Just want to cross-examine some witnesses, say some stuff, and then fucking be out. This is so good.
Perhaps if we proceeded to resolve that motion, that may resolve the entire matter. In other words, I guess what I'm saying is perhaps we can achieve what we need to by simply ruling on that motion. And then if it's granted, then that resolves the issue. And if it's not, then we can, I guess, readdress
Theater lawyer sucks.
and plan at that point.
Mr. Dunkelberger?
That's the tail wagging the dog, Your Honor. I mean, we have 28 days, from the notice, as far as I'm aware.
It's the tail wagging the dog, man.
A hearing. I know there was a request to expedite it. I didn't really see grounds to expedite it. There's some pretty serious allegations, and frankly, we were expecting it would go the other way around. If today the temporary order is not extended and made permanent, then that's going to make the court's resolution of that issue a lot easier.
Well, it'd also make it moot, because if let's say I ruled in favor of your client, Mr. Dale, on the motion to enforce, and then later I rule that there shouldn't have been a stalking injunction, well, I guess I can go, because there is an ex parte one in place. Okay, have a seat. Let me think through something. Thank you for your arguments.
This judge already knows this is just a fucking steaming pile of dog shit. That's all this is. Stupidity.
Your Honor, may I respond to one thing he said?
Sure.
Lost my addicted 5 memberships. Thank you so much.
The standard in that is applicable to the ex parte motion, the enforcement of the temporary stalking order injunction, is completely separate and irrelevant to the issuance of a permanent stalking injunction. The temporary one was issued, and it was effective, and there were violations of it. Whether or not the court decides to continue that and issue a permanent stalking injunction is a separate question. So I would argue that we can proceed on just the ex parte motion today.
But didn't I just see a request to submit just barely filed on 9/17? So just 5 days ago?
I'd have to check the date myself, Your Honor.
Yeah, that's what I saw. So I do think that there is preparation time. We do have to give due processes if they weren't prepared to argue that today, it's not fair to throw it on them and put that in there. Let me just look at a couple things here.
Good point. What's up, Scott Messerschmidt?
Oh.
Your Honor, I'm just going to grab my client.
Oh, thank you, Sloth Life. Yeah, actually, let me do that real quick. Let me read a couple of these because I got a couple that came through. I'll start with PayPal here. Sloth Life. Oh, that was really nice. Thank you so much. Not much, but I hope it helps for the hearing on 12/5. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. And Carolyn sent 24.25. and yeah, Sloth Life sent $60. It was really nice. Thank you guys so much. And let's see. Dina sent me $10 yesterday. Replayed the live stream. What a great stream. Thanks, Dina. And Holly sent me $10. Says, enjoy watching your YouTube channel. I love that you enjoy watching it. Thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome. So kind.
Okay, council.
Okay,
Here's what
council.
I'm going to suggest we do. In light of, it doesn't sound like, typically on these, we have limited witnesses or they proceed by proffer. It doesn't sound like either party, well, it sounds like one party is willing to proceed by proffer, the other wants to call witnesses. And we certainly do not have enough time to do it today to get everything in. So what I'm suggesting is I'd like to set this for October 16th. And in that time, I could give you, can't give you the whole day, and I can give you a good portion of it. Does October 16th work?
Counsel for petitioner is available that day, but my client's still checking.
It works scheduling wise, but I'm going to object.
Okay, Mr. Dunkelberger, I heard you say you're going to object. Go ahead and state your objection.
Yeah, just for the record, thank you, Your Honor. It was noticed for today. We asked for a stipulated continuance. We didn't get it. We moved for continuance. It was continued 3 business days. We have witnesses here from out of state to be sworn in to testify regarding their affidavits to proceed by proffer. It was scheduled patently for an hour. If counsel was unprepared to present petitioner's case within the time allotted, then it was sort of incumbent on him to contact the court and to determine how much time would be available. In the meantime, my client's civil rights have been severely impeded by the temporary order. We'd like to have her day in court. A continuance of almost a month severely prejudices her. We've got that's recalling witnesses that have come from out of state. And we prepared because the court.
Yeah, that's some bullshit. Because if nothing's resolved and then they reschedule the fucking hearing, then the stalking order stays in place. And it just looms over Christina like a fucking shadow. And that sucks. That's not fair to her, especially since this is bullshit.
Court told us to be in court today, and we prepared for the time that the court had to give us. And it's simply prejudicial and unfair to respondent to have it continued at this point, particularly when counsel had every opportunity to stipulate to a continuance and make sure that the court would have time to hear hours of testimony. And that's our objection, Your Honor.
How many witnesses do you have from that estate?
We have 2 here today.
Okay. Mr. Dale, do you want to respond?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. I don't think it's fair to put that on us. I mean, the hearing was set for 11 a.m. I'm sorry, but then there was no mention or notice that it would only be an hour. I apologize, but we were prepared to examine many witnesses to prove our case. Counsel had the same information. Had the same information we did. For him to assume that he could call in witnesses today to examine them on an hour, I mean, it's equally.
What's Lauren's fucking dipshit lawyer's plan here? To fucking just grill witnesses and try to twist their words while they sit on the stand? Is that what's the plan here? Like, Lauren's lawyer sucks, dude. Like, she has a terrible lawyer.
Equally to blame. That's not a reason for to say that he was prejudiced. So, Your Honor, I guess I defer to the court on that.
Okay, here's what we're going to do.
This guy is unfucking believable.
What we're going to do is we're going to get this on the record. We've got 2 out-of-state witnesses. I'm going to bring their testimony. I'm going to have you put them on the stand. We're going to continue this for the morning of October 16th. We're going to put these 2 witnesses on the stand right now, and we will let them testify. You can cross-examine them. Everybody should be prepared to do that because we've discussed it. And then we can... Motherfucker! Your argument, Mr. Dale, is hey, we were planning on putting on all witnesses today and have them testify in cross-examination, so there shouldn't be any preparation issue there. You've indicated you're prepared, Mr. Dunkelberger, to move forward with those 2 witnesses. So let's put those 2 witnesses on the stand, and we'll continue this until October 16th, beginning at 8:30, and expect that it will be done by 3 o'clock on the 16th. It sounds like that did work for everybody's schedule. Okay, any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Dunkelberger.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. We'd like to call Janice to the stand, please.
Well, whatever, dude. I mean,
Do you solemnly
brother,
swear the testimony
cousin,
you're about to give in the
fucking
matter before the
neighbor.
court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing
This
but
guy
the truth, so help
sucks.
you God?
And then see.
Miss, could you state and spell your name for the record, please?
Yes, so it's Janice.
Okay. And Miss, in anticipation of today's proceeding, did you submit a declaration to be filed with the court?
Yes.
And did you have the opportunity to review and comment on the declaration before it was filed?
Yes.
Were you able to correct or modify or draft or otherwise comment or contribute meaningfully to this declaration?
Yes.
Did you authorize signature of this declaration?
Yes.
And did you understand that when you did that, you did it under penalty of perjury of Utah law?
Yes.
And do you certify here today that the declaration is correct to the best of your knowledge, information, and belief?
Yes.
Just by way of a quick review for the court, could you please tell us your relationship with respondent, Miss?
I met her in April 2024 at a trial, and we became friends. And we have continued to be friends and attend other trials together.
Okay. How would you describe your relationship with the petitioner, Lauren Matthias?
I met her, well, we were in Facebook groups for a different case. And I met her in April 2023, but
There's nothing more toxic in true crime cases than Facebook groups that surround those crime cases. There's nothing I've seen that's more toxic than that. I started off before I was on YouTube. I was an admin in a case I was an admin in a group for the Watts case, and that shit was so ugly. Like, I was arguing with people all the time, like just crazy pitchfork mentality, crazy people. The way that Aiden described Comic-Con was so fucking on point, because it's totally how the fucking true crime community is. It drives me fucking crazy, if I'm being honest. It drives me fucking nuts, because it's a whole, who's the guilty one? Somebody's guilty, and then there's got to be somebody who they point the finger at. Having a Karen Reed thing at Comic-Con, it doesn't allow people to do that. The accused was innocent. She got off. That was it. Like, anybody who is genuinely interested in justice was interested in the Karen Reed case. But there's just so many cases that just like, there's always somebody to point the finger at. I mean, the thing is like, you have like the Morphew case, right? Do I personally think that Barry Morphew did it? Yes, I do, but I don't think that they have enough of a case. I knew they didn't last time, and sure enough, they didn't. I didn't think that the DA seemed even confident when they were addressing the public, saying that they were going to indict and prosecute Barry Morphew. But I was like, I don't know, man. She doesn't look confident. She doesn't look confident. Sure enough, they dismissed the case without prejudice or something like that. And now they indicted him again. So he's going to stand trial again. But I just don't have confidence that they have a strong enough case against him, But it's crazy because people don't want to hear that shit. People are like, yes, he did it. And that's it. And then it's like to a point where they don't even care if the prosecution were to play dirty. They would cheer for the prosecution if they fucking did dirty shit to get the guilty person put away. It's crazy. I don't look at cases like that. I look at cases and I go, okay, I like to see fair play. I like to see people's rights being upheld.
But we were never friends.
Has Miss
We were never
ever asked you to contact Miss Matthias?
Never.
For any reason?
No.
Do you understand that by discussing your declaration here today, that it's going to proceed by way of proffer and it's going to take the place of your testimony on direct examination?
Yes.
And
did I say Comic-Con?
I'll yield my time.
Did I say Comic-Con? My bad. CrimeCon, whatever. Karen and Turtle Boy were still represented. There were turtles and ducks everywhere with Free Turtle Boy and Justice for John O'Keefe on them. Right on. Yeah, I saw a couple of pictures. Yeah, that is cool. Yeah, this is what we're doing here. Ultimately, this is what we're doing. If you're in support of Aiden, Turtle Boy, Carney, having these charges dropped, then you are pro free speech. That is what this is about. Aiden is fighting for his First Amendment rights.
Thank you.
Just a clarifying question. I wasn't clear on when you met my client.
I met her at a trial April, I think it was, trying to remember, 23 maybe?
April 23?
I think, well, yeah, 23.
Do you remember the trial?
Yeah, it was Laura Daybell's trial in Boise.
Okay. That's all I had, thanks.
The fuck is
You
that?
may step down. No, I'm assuming no redirect.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Next witness?
Yes, we'd like to call Lindsay, please.
What the fuck was the point of that?
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in the matter before the court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Miss, could you state and spell your name for the record, please?
Lindsay.
Oh, yeah, man.
Sorry.
Thank you, Ms. And in anticipation of the hearing today, did you provide a declaration to be filed with the court?
I did.
And did you have the opportunity to review draft?
I bet you that couple's fucking miserable, dude. Fucking Lauren and her husband. Like, I bet you they're just fucking just a couple of miserable. I mean, we know she's fucking miserable. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be a miserable fuck to go and do 9 hours of just nothing and play victim, you know, and be completely oblivious to the fact that you're not making any sense. That's fascinating to me. Like, that's next level self-oblivion right there, where you just have no fucking idea how fucking clueless you are. And you, you go live for 9 hours where nobody would have even known what the fuck Christina would have been talking about in her TikTok videos if this asshole didn't go live for 9 hours. Like, it's just bizarre. And then she's married to a fucking walking coronary. Like, it's amazing. Like,
draft, contribute, or otherwise.
Dude, her husband looks like Chad Daybell bit him, and it's a fucking full moon all the time. that's what that dude looks like to me. Like a were Chad Daybell. like a Chad Werebell. It's so bizarre. Like, with his fucking plaid shirts and plaid button up fucking shirts. Like, what is going on? Like, is there like a fucking, is there just a typical LDS look that just comes with it? It just is? Is that what it is?
Put your seal of approval on the declaration.
Yes.
And did you authorize me to sign on your behalf and file with the court?
Yes.
And did you understand at the time that your testimony and your declaration could be offered in place of your direct examination here at trial?
Yes.
And do you certify that you understood that you were making the statements that you made under penalty of perjury of Utah law?
Yes.
And are these statements true and correct to the best of your knowledge, information, and belief?
Yes.
Just by way of background and a quick summary for the court, could you please tell me your relationship with Ms.
It's like,
respondent?
Where do you meet a guy like that? At a fucking bake sale? Where do you meet a guy like that? Like, I don't get it. How did they? I know it wasn't Tinder. I know she didn't like see that dude and was like, yes. You know what I mean? Like, What is this story? I am maybe dude is just a fucking animal in the sack, bro. You know what I mean? Maybe he is. You know? And she's like, what can I do? What can I do? She's like, first of all, listen, baby. You're gonna have to get rid of those eyebrows, pencil something on. And I don't want your face moving anymore. Okay? That face moving, it's gonna stop. You're gonna be with me? You want me to burn that body down every night? Then that face needs to never move again. And you need to pencil in some features over your eyes. All right? Do as I say, woman. I don't get it. I just don't get it.
I met Christina in April of 2024, and we became friends and have been friends since.
Okay. And would you please describe your relationship with the petitioner, Lauren Mathias?
I met Lauren Mathias in April of 2023, and we were acquaintances at first and then later became friends. And then we were friends in April of 2024 when I met Christina.
Okay. Was there any point which your friendship with Miss Mathias changed?
Yes.
When was that?
In December of 2024.
And what happened?
Well,
these late night lives are so much fun because I'm so fucking tired. I'm just more susceptible to laughter.
I was freelancing, working for her.
At just the dumbest shit, too.
And that relationship ended. I thought we were still friends. We talked in December. Everything was fine. Then the next time I saw her in person was in April of 2025. And we greeted each other briefly at the courthouse in line for security. Hey, how are you? Good to see you. That type of thing. And I haven't spoken to her since.
Okay. Did at any time Miss ask you to contact Miss Mathias for any reason?
No.
In your declaration, you gave some testimony about an incident that occurred at a restaurant in Boise. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And was there any interaction by you personally with the police after that episode?
No.
Okay. Have you reviewed the police report that was generated from that episode?
Yes.
Okay. And you received a copy of it previously?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know whether or not that investigation remains open?
To my knowledge, it's closed.
Okay. And what's your knowledge on that based on?
Based on the police report, the officer talked to the restaurant.
Aiden was way off on that shit, dude. I was cracking up at that. Like, the whole chat was just blowing up. Like, no, bro, that is not Jamie Lee Curtis. And I mean, I get it. You know, I mean, see, if you're not that big into movies, you know, like I'd be the same way with most sports questions. You know what I mean? So it's just really funny because he was just like, oh man, yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis. She was on Baywatch. I wasn't sure if he was just fucking with us. And it was just some lady who I've never seen on anything except Baywatch. I remember her. I was like, that is not Jamie Lee. As soon as he said that, I was just like, he's confusing her with that one short-haired chick, the only flat-chested woman on the show, like ever. She was memorable for that reason because she was literally the only flat-chested woman to ever be cast as a lifeguard on that show. Listen, man, I was growing up. I was young. What the fuck else? What other reason was there to watch Baywatch, dude? Stop it. Okay. You had the nostalgia of Knight Rider and you had titties bouncing everywhere. Like, no good story. Garbage television. But it went on forever. Why? Because there were titties. That's why. Stop it.
Restaurant, maybe the waiter confirmed that.
All right,
me and
fair
my
enough. Yeah,
friends were
her
at the
too.
restaurant before. We left after, and when the officer put in his report that he spoke to.
Objection, hearsay, Your Honor.
Okay, hold on. Let me just. Yeah, she's going to testify anything the officer says. It will be hearsay sustained.
Okay, move to strike, please.
Yeah, any hearsay testimony. The rest of it.
Okay.
Hearsay
So with respect to
testimony.
your review of the report, just to repeat for the court, you've
Yeah.
reviewed the report.
Yes.
Okay. Was Ms. present at the restaurant in Boise?
No.
Do you know where she was?
Europe.
Okay.
Objection, foundation.
Sustained.
How do you know where she was?
Because she told me she was going to Europe.
Objection calls for hearsay, or is hearsay, excuse me.
Submission by
She told me she was going to Europe.
Overruled.
And in any event, she wasn't at the restaurant with you?
Correct.
Okay. Following the incident at the restaurant, or at any other time, have you, on behalf of Ms. ever reached out to Ms. Mathias?
Never.
With that, I'll yield, Your Honor.
Is it okay if I drink one of these waters?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Bro.
Your employment ended.
Can you repeat that?
Yeah, can you recall any conversations you've had with the respondent about my client?
What's up, Baker?
Yeah.
At any time?
Yeah.
Okay. How about after your employment?
After? Yeah.
Okay. What was the nature of those conversations?
Can you be more specific? I'm sorry.
Sure. Whenever you were speaking with her about my client, would you characterize it as positive or negative?
I guess I don't really. I'm not. Can you ask me that one more time? I'm trying to understand.
Sure. I'm just asking if the nature of your conversations you've had with the respondent about my client after you were after your employment ended, were they positive about my client?
All objectives, lacks foundation, vague.
Right. Like, what the fuck are you even asking, dude?
Let me ask you this: how
This guy
often
sucks.
would you say did you and the respondent have conversations about my client after you left her employment?
Well, at first we were all friends. So in that month of December, things were a little bit awkward between Lauren and I. And so I think that the conversations were based on, are you going to reach out to her? Like, or do you think this is something that can be fixed? Like the friendship. And then after that, I'm not really sure. I am aware of I put in the thing about, like this case, like I know like in April.
What the fuck are you talking about?
When Christina and Lauren had a conversation.
If I'm this judge, dude, I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Like I knew about that.
Were you aware of, when did you become aware of the respondent's social media account about my client?
I'll object, assumes facts, lacks foundation.
Offense, but you are a stupid
She's already
asshole.
testified she's seen and reviewed all the videos and the knowledge of the accounts.
So what the testimony I heard is that she's aware of some communication there, whether it was on the objection, Your Honor, a TikTok account, and that she understands that the ex-friend referred to there was referring to petitioner. So if you want to ask her about that specifically, or if there's others, you can ask. Otherwise, the objection is sustained.
Okay. Do you recall
Okay, smartass. Let's see what this
speaking with the
mystery is all
respondent
about.
at any time about her social media account? I have an objection, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Describe that first, when you first became aware, please.
I don't really remember. I think I would be guessing. I would be sure. I was probably, I don't recall specifically.
Do you recall if the respondent alerted you or made you aware that that channel existed, or did you happen upon it on your own?
So how did you like that?
Loved it. I want to ride that horse again
You remember the first
sometime.
time
Ooh,
you
yeah.
watched a video on that account?
Oh, no, I can't remember if she told me about it or if it popped up on my page.
Okay. Are you, let me ask you this. So do you know approximately how many videos are on that account?
No.
Okay. I'll represent you. There's over 50.
I'll object to the representation.
You can represent that. I just want some clarification. 50 of what? 50 total videos, 50 videos allegedly referring to the ex-friend? What are the videos?
Thank you, Mayor. There are over 50 separate videos or posts on this, my objection, Your Honor, account referring to the ex-friend and discussing some of her private details of personal conduct.
Your Honor, I object to that. That's a fact in dispute in this case.
Hold on. I understand your objection. What you can do is you can ask her if she understands that there are 50, if that would surprise her. If she doesn't know, she doesn't know.
Have you seen all the videos, all of them?
No, I haven't watched every single video.
Are you aware of about what time they began?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, what's your recollection?
Maybe in June,
Okay.
maybe?
Was this before or after you ceased working for my client?
After?
Okay. So to clarify, the videos began popping up on this account to your knowledge after July of 24?
25.
25, excuse me.
Sorry.
Okay. Did you have any involvement in making or creating those videos?
No.
Are you aware that there's a second social media account titled the same objection, Your Honor?
I'm retarded?
It's Instagram.
Yeah.
So he's
Have you
bringing
seen
up
those videos?
the TikTok
I don't-
videos
I
that
don't
don't
know.
even mention her name.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Maybe.
Like maybe.
I can expand on that if you want a little bit, but
Sure, go ahead.
so because I do other people's social media for work, I'm not typically logged into my own social medias. So when I do log on or switch accounts, like I kind of can't remember because I don't do it that often. I kind of don't really like social media for myself because I work doing it, so I can't recall.
Okay.
That's what I mean.
That's all right. I'll move on.
Yeah.
Let me backtrack just a little bit for sake of time.
For the sake of time, I love this guy.
To your understanding, based on your conversations with the respondent, who's your friend, who you mentioned you communicate with several times a week, you said 2. What is your understanding of the purpose for which those accounts were created?
Twat.
What's my understanding of the purpose of why those were
Why
created?
did the respondent make those accounts? Do you know?
I think because her art ones had like 50,000 followers on it, and she didn't want to put that on her art feed.
Put what on her art feed?
Other videos that aren't about art.
Other videos about who?
Other videos that aren't about art.
And what were the videos that weren't about art?
I'll object as asked and answered.
Well,
I
that would have
mean,
been accurate before you asked this.
this line of questioning is asinine, dude.
It's overruled.
It's retarded.
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Sure. You stated she has another, the respondent has another art account that she uses for art. I was asking you.
What were you asking her?
So you said she has another account. She wanted. Why did the respondent, to your knowledge, create a separate account as an objection, Your Honor?
Now, that has been asked, man. She said so that she didn't intermix.
Gerda K, thank you.
She didn't want to run this other stuff on the feed. The question that the second one you followed up with was, what are the other posts or videos she's putting on the other account?
Thank you, Your Honor, for that. That's correct. So, what are the other posts?
So the judge has to like phrase your question.
The other posts
That
on.
you
That's
referred
so
to
nice.
other posts that she didn't want on her art account.
Oh,
what were those videos?
How convenient? How convenient to be a lawyer where the judge holds your hand and has to like word your question for you to the witness just to move things the fuck along. Just to fucking like, can we fucking go? Bro, what are you doing?
Those videos were Christina talking about her life, things going on in her life.
What was
and-
going on in her life at that time?
And I'll object, lacks foundation, calls for speculation.
To your knowledge.
Hold on. I'm going to sustain that objection.
Fucking judge, bro.
Okay.
I love
Do
the judge.
you have? Well, I'm just asking you. What do you understand those videos on her other account to be about? Or, excuse me, let me rephrase it. Why did she create a separate account specifically for these videos? You mentioned she didn't want these videos on her other account, on her art main account or whatever. What's your understanding of why she created a separate account about other videos?
So
I don't
actually
fucking
didn't
know,
really understand
dude.
that part either. Like I don't know. I don't know why she created the second account.
Fucking Christ.
I
How the
just
fuck is she
assumed it was
supposed to
because
know
she
that?
didn't want it on her art account. I'm not sure. I don't think we had a conversation of
You'd have to ask her. Who the
that.
fuck knows?
So I'm not sure.
Okay.
Did I answer the question? I'm sorry.
Well,
Right.
I think you have.
Because they're not art.
That's all I have.
It's very, very simple.
We're out of time, Your Honor. Very brief redirect here. The posts that you saw, did they contain threats?
No.
Did they name Lauren?
Hold on. I need some foundation. What posts?
The posts that you were discussing that you said that you saw
Yeah.
on these accounts.
The TikTok
On
video.
the objection, Your Honor.
Do they even mention
Yes,
her
Your Honor.
name? Do they
Zero.
mention Lauren's
Okay, I'm
name
gonna
at all?
check to
Are they? Is she
legal-
hashtagged at
Legal
all?
conclusion, Your Honor, about threatening, what constitutes threatening language.
Okay. Overruled.
Did they refer to Lauren by name?
No.
This guy's the
Did they
worst lawyer
depict
ever.
Lauren by photograph with her face showing?
No.
Have you ever threatened Ms. Mathias or her associates?
Never.
Have you ever purposely stood in their space in order to menace them or intimidate them?
Never.
Have you ever seen Ms. MacArthur stand close purposely to Ms. Mathias to threaten or intimidate her?
No.
You mentioned some conversations.
Yeah,
that you
no,
had
I
with
know who
Ms.
this is now. I wasn't
that
talking
were
about him.
about Ms. Mathias.
This guy's just
During those conversations,
asking straightforward like questions here. Like, did you engage in any kind of threatening behavior? Did you see any type of threatening behavior? And did you notice any threatening words in those posts that this dude was taking forever to ask you two questions about? Like, very simple, direct fucking redirect questions that are very easy.
did you ever hear Ms. MacArthur threaten Ms. Mathias?
No.
Did you ever hear Miss MacArthur talk about encouraging someone else to threaten or menace Miss
No.
Mathias? Those are all the questions I have, Your Honor.
Bro, her lawyer sucked. This guy was awesome. This guy, I guess.
So, Your Honor, if I may, based on the foundation that's in the Janice declaration, I'd like to move for the admission of defense exhibits 11 through 13. Foundation's been laid, and would like the court to receive those.
What are exhibits?
Yeah.
Yes, Your Honor.
This
So
is
there's
never
one
even
photo.
mentioned. This is never even mentioned. I have to send this over to Aiden too. This is great.
That depicts some of the people that I referenced in the declaration. There is the Boise police report, defendants 12, and then there's also a video that shows a proximity issue that was raised in Ms. Mathias' declaration.
Response?
Your Honor, I'm going to check. I haven't had the opportunity to review any of these videos. They haven't been produced or presented here today. The declarations themselves have been produced, but they were only produced on Friday.
Well, Your Honor,
So I would object to them being introduced at this point.
I sent counsel a copy of the videos. We actually sent a link to their, we sent a link to our exhibits within an hour or so of receiving their exhibits for the first time. And so, yeah, these have been provided ahead of time. They've had the opportunity to see.
Right ahead of time, you guys both exchanged exhibits on Friday.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah.
And we that's the first time that we had received them as well, even though they're referenced in the August declarations. And so again, that's done in anticipation of trial. If you'd like me to play for the court or show the court the exhibits, I'm happy to do so. But they should be admitted at this point.
This guy's really
What's your
soft-spoken,
objection?
but very
Foundation
articulate.
Objection, or is it just that you think you didn't see him so Friday?
Well, I don't know what the videos are, so I'm not sure if they lack foundation.
Did you review the declaration?
I did. I have not received any videos contrary to, or any.
I have the declaration right
I haven't
here.
received the evidence that he claims to have.
I don't know if I want to read it now.
I haven't seen it in my inbox. I haven't seen
I wanna
any
get
notices
this
filed
hearing.
with the court.
Your Honor, I'd be happy to provide the email that we provided Mr. Dell.
In any case, even if they were provided, it was just last Friday. I haven't had a chance to review.
Yeah.
No. Wait.
What's going on?
Wait.
The process issues. First of all, are we done with Ms.?
Yes, Your Honor.
Let me step down.
Yeah, like, are we done with this lady? Can we send her home now?
I'm going to withhold admitting those right now, and you
We don't
can make that
make
motion
mistakes.
again.
We have happy accidents.
Motion to admit. I don't know if you need anything else from this. You're relying on her declaration to lay foundation. So I'll withhold admitting them. Are those that, you guys can sit down, are those the two witnesses we need today?
Yes, Your Honor. Just revisiting that issue, though, I mean, the issue that I'm having is I'd like to make a motion to dismiss the temporary restraining order today. Again, almost a month is a long time for a temporary order to last. And I think that particularly Defendants 12, the Boise Police Report, is really central to the way that Ms. Mathias obtained the temporary order in the first place. She represents...
So that's going to be hearsay. I mean, let's talk about that. That's one of the things. That police report is hearsay, and her testimony doesn't get you past hearsay.
Well, so her testimony can lay, and if you'd like, I can absolutely lay foundation for how she received it. It's a business record. The police have kept it in the ordinary course of business.
You don't have an officer here.
This is a civil proceeding. That's right, but she can testify that she received it directly from the police, along with the other videos and things that the petitioner submitted. And with that, it's kept in the ordinary course of business. It is a police report, but
she couldn't lay foundation. And you might look at it, she can't lay foundation that it was kept in the regular course of business. She's not the records keeper for the police department. I mean, and really, let's go to your primary point. I don't want to get caught up on that. Your primary point is that you've got some issues with the temporary stalking injunction being extended.
Where do you get these fucking idiots, huh? Where do you get them?
Arguments previously, it seems like your client's primary concern is that this impacts her ability to make a living.
yes,
And her free speech rights.
Yes, Your Honor.
Talk to me about the free speech rights. How does this impact her free speech rights?
Yeah, so with that, Your Honor,
and I read your case law. I want to know factually what in the stalking injunction prevents her from saying what she'd say. Go ahead.
Sure, Your Honor. Well, so, and we don't believe that it does, but petitioner has alleged that by posting videos, again, without using the petitioner's name or her likeness, that she has violated the temporary order. Now, the amended temporary restraining order does say to keep off online. The respondent understood that to be do not contact her on TikTok, do not contact her on Instagram or on any other platform. The allegation is simply by referring, referencing, making a post that's related to the petitioner online, that she's somehow violated the temporary order. There's 3 videos that they claim have already violated it. That's 3 of the 6 alleged violations that they're prepared to talk about today. And so there's got to be some clarity there. That just doesn't jive with Towner or with Fischler. Certainly the First Amendment allows talking to third parties or the public about somebody. That's Towner v. Ridgeway. That's been the law for a long time. Fischler reiterates it.
You're a
this
little
is plain letter
cunt.
law in Utah. She hasn't communicated through these posts to or specifically directed at the petitioner. And for that reason, I mean, she's basically gagged online at this point, according to petitioner. Now, we're hoping that the court determines and agrees with us that you can't interpret the amended temporary order that way, but certainly they've alleged that on the language on its face that she's not allowed to go online and to post anything related to the petitioner. And obviously that's got First Amendment issues, and practically it's unfeasible. Everybody goes online and everybody can comment with their friends.
Exactly.
Instagram, TikTok, those are ways that we communicate these days, and certainly Ms. McCoy is entitled to communicate to her friends and followers via these online platforms.
Fuck yeah.
And it's simply unfair to go another 3 weeks just allowing petitioner to collect videos that have been posted that are First Amendment protected and bring them and use them as a cudgel when we get finally to court for the full hearing, which
You're
we
entitled to
thought was
shit.
going to happen today.
Go ahead and respond.
I have to object to the characterizations he's made on behalf of myself and my client and our positions. The evidence, like we're getting lost in weeds. The motion he made was to,
big dummy,
based on the declaration, the testimony we've heard in the declarations, that the court should suspend the temporary order. But there is no evidence to suggest that. Like, that's not the question. The question, Your Honor, is whether or not my client has the burden to prove that it should continue. There's been no motion to set it aside at this point. So that's improper. That's not properly before the court. The rest is just argument and representations.
Why would he file a motion to set it aside? He thought he had a hearing today to deal with it in full.
Well, I'm just saying procedurally, there are procedural ways to do that. Those haven't been met. That's why the other arguments about what's been said online or what they're about have yet to be proven and shown. Virtually all of what he said is not based on evidence that is before the court today. So the court can't make that ruling.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah, and with that, Your Honor, this is a motion, and when we're making it, we learned minutes ago that this is going to be extended for another 3 weeks, and this severely impacts respondents' civil rights. I mean, this is what we have. I mean, at a minimum, we need a clarification for the amended temporary order that that makes clear that she's entitled to go online and talk about whatever she chooses to talk about online. And that certainly can't be a gag order that it has extended, that we're going to be on for a motion for sanctions about, and then that's going to go for another 3 weeks now.
Your Honor, I would object to the characterization of the language of the civil stalking injunction itself. It's not what he represents it to be.
Well, I'm reading it.
It's
and it's my order, so I'll make the interpretation.
Sure.
Okay. I do have, I'm not sure how this was interpreted, but let's go back to the purpose of an ex parte temporary order. That is to stop any harm. Specifically, we're looking at ongoing threats or physical harm that could happen. It's made without all the information. It's made simply, basically from one side, providing the information. As the ex parte order right now, it prohibits personal contact and prohibits threatening, annoying, stalking, harassing. That will remain in place as is. As to the no contact order, that will remain in place. Specifically as to the text, mail, email, or any other communication directly or indirectly. In other words, I don't want them talking to each other. Now, it does identify other people and family members for sure. So Mr. Matthias is sure going to be covered by that. As to Grayson Yore, is there any reason that your client would need to contact Mr. Yore?
Miss Yore, but no.
Oh, excuse me, Miss Yore, thank you. Okay, then Miss
Automobile.
Yore's included on this. Son is covered by this. So that will remain in place as well. As far as the stay away order portion of it, stay away from her home, that will remain in place as well. Is there any reason why she would need to go to near a job site or a school of Ms. Matthias?
Well, no, but just to clarify, I mean, there's public places where they both may.
I'm going to deal with that.
Okay. So no, not in Henderson, Nevada.
Okay. And then I think this is the provision that may be misinterpreted here, that she's prohibited from online forums and social media accounts. But that was in kind of in parentheses, TikTok, but then it says down there the 2025 CrimeCon Expo that was in Denver, Colorado, September 5th through 7th. When I was reviewing this, that was what I was looking at, was that CrimeCon. I in no way intended that the respondent was to be kept off of social media sites. I do think that's freedom of speech issues, and I don't think that this order was intended to cover that. So she can get on those now. I guess she runs the risk if she's on those and those are interpreted as annoying or harassing, although I will say that's a fairly high bar in the sense of just because somebody says something you don't like, that's not going to be a violation of a stalking.
Yeah.
And there would have to be directed comments that were clearly meant for a specific purpose. Yeah, there was, in obtaining the order, petitioner made some allegations that she had strong belief that she was in immediate danger in relation again to the CrimeCon that was in Denver, Colorado. Now, as to the work environment, it does sound like the parties may attend similar court hearings. I'm assuming court hearings. Is there any other public buildings where they need to be in the same spot?
Well, the accompanying press conferences and other kind of public places is what we're talking about.
Okay. As to those, I do think that this order is not intended to stop Ms. from working.
So I would object to that characterization, Your Honor. Sorry, the respondent doesn't work at courthouses. She's not a criminal investigator. My client is. So the representation that they need to appear in public, they may appear in public places based on her employment is not accurate. She has no employment in this field.
I think it's not disputed that they're public places. It may be in dispute whether they consider her to be a professional in this field. We certainly do call that a disputed issue, but it's not disputed that they're public places.
What does she do?
She takes photos.
She's a photographer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's not a photographer for the court. Sorry.
Well, that's true. She's a freelance photographer, and she also is, like everybody, trying to make her way in this true crime industry. Okay, that's right. She does freelance work for some national news outlets you would have heard about.
Okay. Yeah, let me address the public place argument first. That doesn't fly because stalking injunctions often cover public places. However, it does sound like she has a right to be there and she's got a purpose for being there. And if that's the case, if she's there with a purpose, then she can be there. The order is that they will keep, that she will keep her distance because Ms. Mathias, she's not a respondent, there isn't a counter one. So Ms. is required to keep her distance from the petitioner. Now, it's hard to say exactly how far that is because it may be different if we've got a media scrum or something and we've been taking photos, then it may be closer. But she certainly cannot be right next to her. She certainly can't be making faces to her. She can't be making gestures. She can't be making comments. None of that can occur. If they're in a courtroom, like a courtroom here today, I'd expect that they would be on opposite sides of the courtroom. So I expect to receive a modified temporary civil stalking injunction with those changes incorporated.
Your Honor, if I may, I'm sorry. There is actually one more place where the online stuff and the social media, way down at the bottom with other relief sought, is actually where I was quoting from earlier, where it says that she's not allowed to post relating to or referencing petitioner. And that's, I think, one of the things that we need to clarify.
Where it says respondent shall cease and desist any and all online activity and communications relating to or referring to the petitioner, her immediate family and extended family members.
Is that portion subject to the court's clarification on the other bit that you just made?
Yeah, now I think I was clear before that I expect her not to post anything necessarily that she's running a risk. If she posts something negative about her, that's something she can, I guess, theoretically do. But she needs to be careful in walking that line.
Is there any clarification you could give us on what might be qualified as negative?
Well, if she's threatening her, again, we have to go back to the purpose of a stalking injunction. If she's threatening her, if there's a harassment that would cause emotional harm. I mean, all of us run the risk that somebody's going to say something bad about us. Whether that turns into harassment, I think that's a high bar.
Is there any
evidence? Let me be clear on this, Mr. Dale. This civil stalking injunction was in no way meant to silence what Ms. is doing. And I want to be very clear on that. And any permanent stalking injunction will not be for that purpose. That is not what a stalking injunction is for.
I guess I'm looking for clarity on what it is the court
What the fuck, dude?
is basing its ruling on what it says,
clear, dude. Like, you're not
what she does,
silence
or what she's doing.
You're not going to violate somebody's right to speech.
So that's the respondent isn't a true crime investigator. She's a photographer. She has an art channel on Instagram. She has separate media accounts, social media accounts that discuss solely the flaws of my client, to air them, to cause her harassment. I guess I'm not sure that, but we haven't had the chance to provide all that evidence yet, so we'll do that at the next hearing. My concern, though, is that based on just the testimony today, that has not been challenged or refuted, and so there is still an outstanding concern that the activity we've alleged that is happening online and in person and to other contacts has not been refuted properly and is not. Yeah,
and I'm not making a final ruling. I'm making a temporary order.
So the order, if the order is to remove this online protection from specific directed, harassment, embarrassing things that would cause my client emotional distress, I guess that's what I'm looking for clarification on. Is the court withdrawing that based on something it saw today? Because there isn't anything we've seen today that would.
Well, I think what the court is looking at is we're trying to get more clarity than a one-sided order that was initially signed. That was based on one-sided information.
Sure, and we don't mean to interfere with her public or First Amendment rights. But to the extent she has made
That's
specific
exactly what
channels
I'm gonna do.
titled objection, Your Honor, that are about my client, we would ask that protections or restrictions on those accounts be held in place until we can
That
have a
seems
full
to be
hearing.
directly a freedom of speech issue.
They're directed at my client.
Right, which is a freedom of speech issue. You can say things about people. We may not like them, but we can say things. What she's prohibited from doing, let me be clear, because you're asking for clarity. She cannot threaten. She can't threaten her physically or her family. She cannot defame her. If there's a defamation, then that's something that's illegal and would fit under a stalking injunction. I think that's what we're looking at, is that she can't do.
I can represent to you that there are many, many videos that defame my client.
No, there's
Okay,
So I would ask
not.
that temporary
You're a
protection be in
liar.
place until such time as we can review, the court can review the defamation nature.
Well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm amending it, saying that she won't threaten. We're going to be very clear online. She won't threaten. She won't defame. Okay?
Thank you. Whether online or other.
Well, she's not talking to her in person. I expect zero communication
Yeah.
as far as she can't talk to her, she can't email her, she can't text her. Mr. Doppelberger, I want to be clear, she can't do that through a third party. She can't send a message through a third party. There is to be no communication there. The other parts of the civil stalking injunction remain intact as well. I don't want her near her house.
Does the 500 feet specifically remain?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, as to her house. Now, like I said, the only exception to the 500 feet is if they're in a public space that they cannot be 500 feet apart. And then I expect them to be as far apart as reasonably possible. That's language I want in there, Mr. Dunkelberger.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're dumb.
But otherwise, that is 500 feet. So Mr. Dunkelberger, if they're in a mall, your client needs to move away 500 feet. If they're in a restaurant and if your client comes in second, then your client needs to not go in and needs to leave.
What if it's the other way around? What if she was there first?
Well,
And
why would your client go in if she's worried,
Maybe she doesn't know.
about her health, if she knows her there?
That's the key. If she didn't know she was there, but the respondent says, well, I was here first, what should my client expect to do in that circumstance?
Well, I would expect if your client is worried about her safety, when the reason we got a stalking injunction, and she goes in there, she would leave. Now, if by chance we've got Ms. McCarthy is in there, I'm assuming your client's not going to go over and approach her. I'm assuming Ms. McCarthy is not going to approach her and that she will leave, provided she's finished her meal. But I expected there would be no communication, there would be no, again, facial gestures, anything of that. They'd finish their meal, they'd go on their way. We got to be careful how we're using the tools of the law in this courtroom.
Exactly.
And I expect the parties to use common sense.
I love it.
Hey, Mr. Dale, anything I missed on you that you want else addressed?
Let me review the language, Your Honor. Oh, these clarifications you're making, I assume they apply also to the other protected individuals, her husband, her son, coworkers, et cetera.
Went through that, yep.
Okay, I think we did. Professional associates, other known professional associates of my client. Can we retain that language?
They're not covered under this list. So no, so you can have contact with them. What I did prohibit is third-party communication. She can't send a message through one of them.
Understood.
Yeah, like she can talk to whoever the fuck she wants. The fuck is wrong with these people, dude?
With respect to,
go ahead.
Sorry. With respect to the online posts, I think that's the biggest concern for my client. In addition to defaming statements, is there any other clarification the court can give on what would constitute a defamatory statement? So that there's no argument. So there's no like.
What's legally defined as defamation? It's got to fit the legal definition.
Okay. What about harassment?
I don't know what that's going to qualify as, and I can't get into everything. I would say, Ms. MacArthur, I'd be careful in the way you do that. But again, if she's just saying negative stuff,
This is not, again, a stalking injunction is not a remedy for shutting down speech that a person doesn't like somebody saying about it. And it seems like that's what you're trying to do in this case.
Well, again, Your Honor, I would argue that we're not asking to restrict her speech. She can still go anywhere else.
That is speech. Online speech is every bit as protected as anywhere else.
Some forms of speech, like threats and defamation, are not
There
protected.
have been no
And that's what I put
And if that's the
specifically.
best we can do, like that, that's most clear we can be, I understand. I just
There have been no threats.
any additional clarification you can give to be instructive to both parties.
Yep. Okay, I think I've been clear on that. Mr. Dunkelberger, anything from your side?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, with that, we'll plan on seeing you. We've got the 2 witnesses. I will just save the time. Outside of the parties themselves, if you've got out-of-state witnesses, they can attend virtually unless they're going to be presenting hard evidence. In other words, documents or some other type of physical evidence. If they're going to be doing that, I want them here because it gets real confusing with the technology. And so other than that, if they're out of state, they can appear remotely.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, we will be in recess. Thank you.
All rise.
Yeah, man. That judge is just like, dude, okay, to be determined whether or not there's stalking going on, but her fucking being on social media is not gonna, no, you're not gonna use this shit to silence somebody, and it sounds exactly like what you're trying to do here. Mammy Jamie, thank you so much. I couldn't sleep because I'm getting chemo tomorrow. Oh my god, decided to check YouTube and was so happy to find you live. You rock. Oh, thanks, Mammy Jamie. Oh man, good luck with your chemo tomorrow, man. We're all pulling for you. Jesus. Thank you so much. Yeah, man. And I'm not I don't know if you guys could tell, I'm not really in a talkative mood tonight. But I did want to go live and you know, celebrate just a little bit. The fact that Turtle Boy is, you know, there's a big win for Turtle Boy today, man. I mean, we saw it coming, but it's a big win, man, and it merits like some sound acknowledgement, dude. Like, you know, fake victim got her dues, you know, not totally, but you know what I mean? It's good enough. Aiden's off the hook. Justice was served. You know, I love that shit. And then there's you know, Krusty Panties getting charged. So that's gonna be interesting. I wonder if her bail's gonna get revoked. Because we know that she's gonna get barbecued on December 5th. We know that. But yeah, man. Yo, you guys are absolutely awesome, man. I had a really good time hanging out with you guys. I was just playing with my sound effects and shit. You guys, I just trying to fill in with. I just wasn't in the mood to talk that much, man, and it was still fucking fun hanging out with you guys, for real. I always have such a blast with you guys. I want to see something here real quick. Okay. Oh wow. Diane, well, Jade. Okay. Sent $100 saying for Turtle Boy hearing, I can't go, so I need you to go. I need you to go in all caps. And more importantly, Turtle Boy needs you there too. I would love to be there. Thank you. That's fantastic. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You guys have been very, very generous today. And you guys always are. Mind blowing. I really appreciate it. Couldn't tell you like how grateful I am. but I still had such a blast, even though I wasn't in a talkative mood. I was still in a very good mood. And I'm glad we went over that hearing because that shit was just ridiculous. That dude, Lauren, Hidden True Crimes lawyer, whether it's her brother or whoever the fuck that was, dude, that dude is awful. That dude is awful. That judge was just not having it. That was ridiculous. I couldn't. Yeah, mind blowing. Like I'm just watching this and I'm just straight up unbelievable. Fucking unbelievable. But yeah, man, you guys are absolutely fantastic, man. Seriously, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Thank you guys for I know there was a lot of new subscribers, man, so I made it subscribers only, just to fucking make it exclusive for my new followers that I'm really grateful to have. I hope you're enjoying the channel. I hope you continue to enjoy the channel. And soon I'll be doing another live stream on Kelsey Fitzsimmons because we definitely want to show her support. Yeah, we're just gonna keep doing what we're doing and rocking and rolling, and you know how it is. Yeah, man, one step closer to freeing Turtle Boy today. Good shit. So guys, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Make sure to smash the like, touch me on the like, and make sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and make sure to hit the notification bell so you know when I'm going live, because like I just might get a wild hair up my ass and to go live at midnight like I did tonight. And I'm really glad that I did. So thank you guys for hanging out with me so late, and thank you guys for all the support. I'm super grateful to all of you guys for that, man, and everything else. Just hanging out, man. That's just, I'm so grateful. You guys are great. But anyways, guys, just remember, it only takes a second to be safe. I love you guys very much, and we will do this again very soon, my friends.
Watch out! Hey, you guys are in here! Hey! Help!
Today, being retarded means leading a full life. Retarded people go to work or school just like their neighbors and come back to a real home, a supervised home, right in the neighborhood where they belong. Being retarded never stopped anyone from being a good neighbor.